Hello and welcome to Wildermyth. This is an early access title on Steam with overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I think I can easily tell why. This is a character-driven tactical RPG, which is also procedurally generated. And basically, all of your characters, they grow old, they die, they have children, they fall in love, they have actual stories, they have actual lives that you can indeed play with. If you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description. This video is kindly sponsored by the developers, and I gotta say, I am looking very much forward to this. So let's have a new story, shall we? So there are a wide variety of different ones, as you can see, but we're gonna just play the tutorial for the most part, because that, in my opinion, gives you a really good overview of what the game is all about. There is also Steam Workshop support if you want even more content for your buck. Yes, exactly. Anyway, there's a wide variety of different difficulties as well. You could go for C.S. Lewis, J.K. Rowling, George R.R. Martin, or H.P. Lovecraft. H.P. Lovecraft is for those who revel in misery, because of course it is, of course. So we're just going to be playing on the standard difficulty, and we can also pick mods if we so desire. We can also customize the difficulty as well, and as you can no doubt tell, the developers are very, very receptive to feedback, and it shows. It shows. Every single review is just extremely positive, and this is early access still. I can only imagine how good it is going to be when it is finished, but bear in mind that they have also just released a massive update as well to the game, and well, we're going to see what we can do here. So as you can see, this is technically our party, kind of. You can randomize, you can re-roll all of them as many times as you want, and they all have different things to do with them. So for example, we have a snarky poet, we have a romantic coward, a cowardly hothead, and so on. So if I were to re-roll this, once again, we have a snarky goofball, a decisive romantic, and a snarky goofball. So if you want to just randomize again, we could just randomize a poetical hothead, greedy hothead, bookish poet, decisive greed wagon. Oh, that sounds like an absolutely hilarious thing. So we're actually just going to go for that then, why not? And there we go. Okay, so this book, there's room in it for another story. It's called I'm Stuck Here. Don't we all wish for our own legend? Right, then this must be the beginning. Here in our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. Startled only by the rustles of birds among the thorn, a young man named Nolan took the seasonal road to the town of Near Falls. Everyone's life is their own private legend. Told in songs, riddles, jokes, it's like cooking. Sure, the tale of Nolan Nimble might not be full of rare ingredients, but it's how you prepare them, isn't it? Don't overcook your humor or it gets rubbery. Or don't overmix your, your metaphors, because... Alright, no more useless thoughts. Morning's getting late, and I still have to drag Dagolf out his door. Hopefully he's wearing clothes this time, or... Smoke? Smoke! Okay, so now we have to make a decision. Watch me worry and he's fine. Looks like Dagolf's starting fires again, or that boy's going to die before I can tell him. Alright, so watch me worry and he's fine. Looks like Dagolf's starting fires again. Let's do the friendship one. Dagolf? Tell me it wasn't you this time. Alright, here we go. Our first mission. Alright, so what we got to do is we got to put out the fires. That's going to be pretty easy for us. And I actually really like the key bindings that the game has as well. It's very, very easy to use. In comparison, there are some turn-based games that tend to have the next turn or a done key on somewhere far away, like enter. I'm not a big fan of that, so it's actually really nice that they have put it on F, because I think that is much, much easier to use. Let's put out the fire. There we go. And now we can make our way over to the door, and we will attempt to open it. Oh yes, there we go. Well, his home looks fine. Dagolf, you have breakfast ready? I'm starving. Is that Nolan? Coming, I hope your heart is clear and your hands are ready. You hope my what? No time now, these things came. I'm not sure what they were. Caused chaos. This one behind the house won't leave. Grab something and hit it. Ah, there we go. So we have our first enemy to fight. And bear in mind that we now have to choose our weapon. I am actually going to be choosing the pitchfork because I have read a little bit about the game. And basically, if you choose a spear, you're able to attack from relatively far away, so maybe one square away. If you choose a pick, I assume that's more like a sword or something like that, or maybe a mace. And those are all having different kinds of statistics. So if you have a sword, it's easier to parry with it. And if you have a mace, you can do extra damage by knocking people back. And yeah, with the force of it. And obviously you have a pan. I assume that's the mace, and the pick is the sword. So we're just going to go for the pitchfork for the moment. We can beat the thing, right? Or we can't. We'll find out once we open that door. Be ready. There we go. Hooves thrown sloppily around beneath it. It runs staggering, bellowing its agony. Alright, so we're going to be making our way over here. I'm actually just going to wait a little bit. And we are going to open the door, and then we're going to make our way over here. I think I'm just going to stand in the corner. Aha, okay, so they're actually giving us a bit of an opportunity to see where the enemy is coming from, as you can see right there. I can get into cover as well. There are a wide variety of different tactical mechanics. There's cover, there's invisibility, there's flanking, wide variety of different things that you can use in terms of your abilities as well. So yeah, bear that in mind. Alright, so we're just going to move here. I can't really do anything, so I will just wait. And we'll do the same thing with Nolan here as well. There we go. I'm hoping that this guy's going to come over here. Hopefully not going to be able to attack us in the same turn. Doesn't seem like he's able to. I can attack from this distance, as you can see, because of our pitchfork. Oh, dodged. Ah, that's really bad. Oh, no, that is really bad. Oh, well, never mind. There's 3 damage. We're going to take some damage as a result of this, unfortunately. I would have been able to hopefully do it otherwise, but there you go. Easy enough, not too bad. And there we go. We're going to be getting our experience as well. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to level up, but I assume we'll probably get additional experience in next missions and things like that. Okay, so there you go. Nolan is now a greenhorn warrior. Warriors like Nolan are built hardy, enduring, with a natural aptitude for battle. They develop powerful techniques for close combat. And by the way, when I ran through this before, this was completely different. The amount of abilities that you have, I mean not the amount, but the kinds of abilities that you had were completely different. And yeah, so there you go. If Nolan ends his turn by moving, he will automatically enter Guardian. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but that does sound, I think, pretty cool, because that's probably going to increase his defense or something like that. Probably increase his defense by a little bit. As a swift action, once per combat, Nolan grants 3 armor to himself or a nearby ally for 2 turns. And then we have Thundering Challenge here. Once per combat, as a swift action, Nolan frightens the enemy, forcing them to spend their next turn running away. Personally, I feel like that is the most powerful one, so I will be taking that. Hunters like Dagolf thrive in the wild, surviving through stealth and peerless archery. They master their surroundings and bring down large quarry, and we have a choice here as well. Alright, Dagolf's physical attacks apply poison. That's actually seeming... wow, that seems pretty good. As a single action, he can throw a bottle of poison that poisons all units in a small area. Or, when standing by a blaze, Dagolf's ranged attacks have +1 damage and shred and start fires. Bear in mind that shred is a mechanic that basically allows you to ignore enemy armor, or removes armor. Not entirely sure on that just yet, but whatever the case, it has something to do with doing more damage, which is great. And then we have Dagolf fires a cleverly placed arrow that will pass through the first target and hit the next target in a line. That actually sounds pretty cool too, but I'm going to go for Quelling Moss. I think we're going to make him into some kind of poison-based character, and we will be equipping this belt. Bear in mind that claiming gear is permanent, so you need to make sure that you know exactly where you're going to be putting your guys and you know, what kinds of things they're going to be using. Wow, this makes us heroes, right? We're about to get very popular. We should go. Sunveer is alone, and honestly, I don't want to go by myself. Now, up to that shadowy ruin? What about my home? The fire's out, the thing is dead, the other townsfolk will do what needs doing, and I'm now curious. Now that you mention it, the tracks do lead that way. Why was Sunveer so intent on meeting us there? That old black tower? Oh, I'm sure it's a coincidence. Oh, Sunveer, chasing whatever glimmers in the dark. Were you lured to our waiting jaw? Okay, so come on, Sunveer. Sunveer's alright. She is... Well, should we go for romance? Let's go for some romance. Why not? Alright, let's see. You've always been a little fond of Sunveer, right? You know what it is? No matter where she goes, things happen, so it's just... We tend to have adventures. And that's the point. This game is extremely good at storytelling. Narrative-driven, so incredibly nice writing as well. Okay, so, in order to find sites in the wilderness, heroes must scout the land, which takes time. Click on an unscouted tile to show the scout action. Alright, so there you go. That's what we have to do over there. Alright, let's go. We are 7 and 8 days away. It's going to take 11 days to complete it total, but hopefully by that point Nolan will be restored to full HP. The previous night, the tower where Sunveer had chosen to meet was a place she often used to escape to as a girl. She knew its rooms and floors so well she could survive being chased through them, but they were a bit dusty. And now I wait, I suppose. Unless that beast breaks through. You're a rare beast. Folk would pay to see you. I'd pay not to. Oh dear. The tower was a picturesque old ruin, perfect for a plot twist. There was an elden dignity in the stones. They stood for standing, though it seemed they guarded nothing. But as the old will tell you, in dusty shadows, shy things long go overlooked. That book. Why have I never... Are you wondering why I'm talking to myself, beast? I'm also wondering. The book felt heavier than its slender spine suggested. It was full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. Circles of the ancients. It was wild nonsense. How a woodcutter could read the rings inside very old trees and so find the exact moment a grove began calling itself a forest. Chant of the soil? Lacked any satisfying action. It was told through the mind of a blind, deaf slave. She learned the humming, scented song of the earth she moved, and so avoided slaying worms with her shovel. The Near Falls Quilters? Told of an assembly of very old people who, instead of dying, took up quilting. They lived together, speaking rarely, and made magnificent quilts. Sunveer reached the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages were left. This book. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Right, then this must be the beginning. Here in our yondering country, Sunveer wrote, not sure why, but finding words ready, omens had taken shape in the fabric of the land, there inside the weird turning hearts that thrummed in things. Something in the woods is very strange. Some were just misgivings, they crept through her body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others were more substantial, now they seemed a thundering promise of doom. From the shadowy fringes of the lands we claim as our own, to the huddled homes where we heap our meager treasures, fears have begun to pool and fester, drowning good sense. In the wild black woods where birds once belled, a hateful silence churns. A sudden startling pain lit Sunveer's head. It subsided. For a moment she felt very blank. The story she had written lay before her in luminous script, and more empty pages seemed to have sprouted up behind it. Why do I feel powerful? Alright, so we can choose between a spoon or a staff. We're going to choose the staff. Run if you're wise. Urf. Alright, so here we go. Now we have to deal with a rager. It charges without seeing. Aha, so it's blind. Interesting. Okay, so let's have a look then. Use interfusion to kill from a distance. Okay, so this is another one of the mechanics. So interfusion, basically, as you could see right here, mingles the mystic's life energy with a blaze or a piece of scenery. Interfused targets grant vision and can be used for further purposes. So if I use it on this cabinet here, you can see that it infuses it. The object you're infused with has an ability you can use. Different kinds of objects do different things. So you can see that we can do Splinter Blast, for example, which does 2 damage, 1 shred and 1 pierce. But anyway, we're just going to move forward here, and we're going to open the door. Alright, so this thing's going to be coming over here. How's it going to get in here? Is it going to attack that? Aha! Okay, so we want to probably interfuse with that. There we go. So now that has become revealed, and there we go. Now we can use the object to attack. So we can use the interfuse ability to connect with this, and so on. We know how to do it. So let's do Splinter Blast. Can we? Yep. Maybe? Maybe I need to be a bit closer? Ah, wait a minute. Splinter Blast is not actually that. Barrage is what it is. Oh, okay. So there you go. That's going to do a little bit of damage. We're removing the armor a little bit. Okay, so let's try and interfuse with something else. What about the metal bucket? That thing is going to be coming around here. How do I... I'm not entirely sure how I get to it from here, to be honest. Okay, can I do anything else? Doesn't seem like it. It seems like I might have to... I might have to use Splinter Blast over here just to get rid of that. There we go. Okay. So now we can do Shackle. That's going to be pinning it, and it removes another little bit of armor from it as well, which is very good. And let's do this. This is now having a knife attack by the looks of things. Perhaps. Okay, so I wonder whether I can do anything else. I might be able to do something here. Okay, and now maybe I can... Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay, let's do Barrage. Boom. So much damage. Yeah, that is really, really nice. Unfortunately, Splinter Blast is a little bit too far away for us right now, so I'm going to see if we can maybe do... We'll probably try and do Splinter Blast over there. It seems like we can get 2 abilities from this. Can I do something here? No, bit too far away, so I'm gonna just... Okay, it's gonna try and search for us, which is absolutely fine. Let's try and wait again. There we go. Okay, so it's... Okay. Interesting. Okay, so maybe I can do this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, so we can actually direct it. That's good to know. So we just need to use interfuse to kill from a distance. That's going to be pretty easy for us now that I've worked out exactly how it works. So let's just do this, and then this. And there you go. That's it. Done. A very unique way of attacking in this game, very much so. And bear in mind that you can also do the same thing by hitting some scenery as well, as far as I'm aware. Maybe? Not entirely sure. I guess it depends on the ability you use, perhaps. Anyway, as a mystic, Sunveer has acquired the knack for interfusing her spirit with earthly things, drawing on these bonds to enact formidable magics. Alright, so we have Compulsion here, briefly interfuses with an enemy and forces it to move where she pleases. That actually could be super useful. Sunveer can interfuse with 1 additional target. In other words, you can then interfuse with 3 instead of just 2. And for each interfused object, Sunveer's physical attacks gain +1 damage. That actually sounds super powerful as well, especially in conjunction with Open Mind, because if you can have 3, then you have +3 damage. But I think we're going to go for Compulsion. I think Compulsion sounds like a really good thing to go for. So we're going to just claim this, get some additional HP. Did I just do that? I did. I felt the something. She looks very perplexed. And does this mean I'm capable of more? That it's my burden to become... Sunveer, you look good. You're all right. Dagoff, I'm glad you're safe. Nolan, glad you made it too. You see that smoke? That's from Near Falls. Yeah, that's Near Falls. It's burning. How? Oh, there's another one. I've been a little busy myself, actually. Would you two mind terribly if we... Well, I'm not sure if you've ever seen a monster. We sure have. We slay monsters. Nolan's very confident, isn't he? Alright. Well, I just learned I can do magic, so that's a lot of responsibility. Alright, well, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so Assault Kulok's Ambition. You've discovered a new site. It's still under enemy control, though. Click on the banner to assault it. Oh, yes. I'm very much looking forward to this. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so Nolan is a little bit injured, but I think we should be alright. Will you guys get mad if I knock? Well, we'll do it like before. If you're not the hunter, you're the prey. So we can take different tactics here now as well. So we can take offensive or defensive tactics. Trust me, I just came out of there. Methodical, patient, that's the key. Alright, I'm actually not sure. I guess we'll go for offensive tactics because I think it would be quite fun. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's going to be enemies. Okay, so there we go. We have combat modifiers because we have courage. Because we decided to use our offensive tactics. And we gain +1 damage for 3 turns. And we are going to be fighting against raccoons and row swarms. And every hero starts out with 2 action points. Different abilities have different costs. Single action ends a turn. Yes, okay. And single action costs 1 point. A swift action free is once per turn. After a swift action is used, all that hero's swift actions become single actions. Interesting. Alright, so there are a bunch of objects out here, as you can no doubt tell. And that's probably going to make things quite easy for us with interfuse. So I'm thinking we're probably just going to move around here. Probably going to interfuse with this object for the moment. And then we will move Nolan over here. He is still a little bit injured, so I'm a bit worried about that, to be fair. So that's Guardian. End your turn and wait for an enemy to come within range. Hit up to 1 enemy with a melee attack. That actually seems really, really good for us. So I'm actually just going to use that right now. And then we'll move... he's got Swift Step as well. Look at that. Slipping into Grey Plane. Yes, that is basically the invisibility of this game. He is hidden to enemy units while in Grey Plane, able to move around and take advantage of surprise attacks. That seems really, really good. So I think we're probably going to just move up here. Use Silk Step. And then we're gonna probably open up the door. There we go. Nothing really around here to worry about by the looks of things just yet. Let's open it up. Okay, still no one. Bear in mind this is all procedurally generated. Very much random in that case. And I'm actually wondering... Okay, so we have 2 more rooms to look around in, which is absolutely fine. And I think we're probably going to be using interviews on this thing. Because there's probably going to be an enemy coming relatively soon. Let's open this up. Aha, hello there. Alright, so Thundering Challenge. We could use that. That's going to mean that they will run away. One of them will run away. Or we could just go over here and then use Guardian, which I think we're probably going to do. Then we're going to shoot. 88% chance in actual fact, so we can do some more damage. We're going to take some damage, but we are having... There we go. Nice. We do have 1 armor with Nolan at the moment. Well, we did have, but not anymore. So can we now use the fire? No, we can't. It's a little bit too far away from where we are. So what I could do is I could literally have Compulsion, and I could literally move it over here, which is going to now be in range for Nolan to deal massive damage. And boom, there you go. That actually worked much better than I anticipated. And we barely took any damage, if any at all, right? Yeah, I think we did pretty well. There we go. And now, aha, very nice. Okay, so we're actually going to be getting an axe, which does 5 damage. And at the moment, the spear has 4 damage, which I think is actually pretty fine at the moment. The skinning knife, by the way, so daggers are really good when you flank enemies. They do bonus damage when you flank enemies, obviously backstab and, you know, all that stuff. And then obviously we do have the bow, which of course we're not going to be replacing. I think we're probably going to salvage this axe. I don't think we really want to use it, or maybe I should give it to Nolan. I'll give it to Nolan, because it actually does have shred abilities. So I guess we'll just give it to him. Some dawns are grey that should be golden. The smell of ash embitters the taste of victory. No rain. I wish we'd get some rain. I always knew this morning would rise when I'd gaze into the sky and see a destiny for myself. A destiny folks would sing about. What started here could be much bigger than us, so I was thinking, let's not wait for it to be overrun. We'll walk these lands, we'll learn how to fight, we'll send out a word, a call for the able and strong, and we'll name this company of heroes. And there we go. Now we can actually choose what we want to go for. Brandra's kinsmen, the Greenlings of the Serpent, or Stoker's Scribes. Or we can enter our own name. And so I'm actually going to enter our own name, and we're going to go for... I have no idea. Barney's Bears. There we go. Barney's Bears. There we go. Fantastic. Yes. Let's make sure we're looking after our own skins first, though, right? Can't be heroes if we're dead. I'm in as well. I wouldn't be able to live with myself otherwise. Here follows the tales of Barney's Bears. Be remembered. Alright, so also, your enemies improve their strategies after every fight, and so the raccoon now has +1 damage. That's going to be a bit worrying. Alright, so yeah, that's the thing. Basically what we've got to do now is when we're actually dealing with raccoons, we have to make sure that they do not get a chance to attack. So we have to eliminate them before other people, or shall we say, before they even get into range. That would probably be the best idea. Anyway, get legacy points by taking new sites. Your company gets legacy points from taking new sites. You can spend them to do the following things. You can recruit new heroes, build new stations, and cancel calamities and incursions. Bear in mind that that's obviously the meta game of Wildermyth, because it is going to make it, well, shall we say, a bit difficult if calamities always, continue popping up and we don't try to get them gone. But anyway, once a site is free of enemy control, you can assign heroes to secure it. Secured sites will provide resources at the end of the chapter, which you can use to upgrade your gear. That's actually very nice too. So technically we could secure it. Remember, kids, cleaning up is about wanting it for yourself, not just doing it because you're told to. Secure Kulok's ambition. This site can provide resources, spend resources to upgrade this. Okay, so yeah, we probably want to do that. Find an item. Yeah, I think we're going to find an item. Why not? Let's try and find an item. It's going to take 35 days. Wow, that's actually a long time, but I think we might as well try to do it. And as you can see, 35 days is going to pass relatively quickly, and Nolan will be recovering from his wounds as well. You can see an action log down in the bottom left, down in the bottom right, so you can see exactly what's going on there. A thorough delving through the mysteries of Kulok's ambition has proven rewarding. Not exactly the most gripping part of the story, though. Kulok's ambition will return to the hands of the common folk. While they tend it, the site will provide resources at the end of each chapter. And we gain ingots. Aha! And we also gain this, which is a stunt chance. How often attacks will inflict additional damage and effects. So we're probably going to give that to Dagolf, because having an additional stunt chance with a ranged character, in my opinion, is going to make the most sense. Now you can see here that the map is actually quite large. If you take the circle and you have a look around, you can see that the circle's probably about this big. So it's pretty big, the amount of things that you can do. A lot of content right here. And this is still, again, early access, and I have not ever encountered any problems with it whatsoever. It is so incredibly polished. Very, very nice indeed. And, well, let's move on, shall we? Let's go and scout this one. Maybe I should have gone to the next one just over here into the forest instead of into the worm cliffs. I'm a bit worried that we're going to come across a dragon or something now, which would probably be not the greatest thing ever. Alright, so let's, I guess, assault it. There we go. I'm ready. Let's do this. In the deep caverns beneath near-fast burst. Sunfear, keep up. Just checking out these crystals, I can't tell if they're gemstones or just shiny rocks. Besides, the torches are all up in the front. It's hard to see where I'm... Whoa! Oh, she's falling. Oh dear. That means we're going to be separated. What? Where? Wow. What is that? What is that? I'm curious myself. How long has this been down here? And how much is that gem worth? It's jammed in there pretty tight. Alright, so I should probably leave it be. If I pry it out, I'll have a small fortune. You know, I think it's more fun to pry it out, so I'm actually going to pry it out. If I can just get my knife in under there. Something's wrong. What? Oh, it's humming. Oh dear. What was that? Oh crap. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, so apparently there's some... Oh no, she's gained a trait or something like that, I would assume from this. Sunfear, there you are. Where did you... What? What happened to your face? There's this gem in the statue. It should have been worth a fortune, damn it. Well, whatever happened, the Gorgons must have heard that scream. Form up, they'll be all over us now. I shouldn't have done the Indiana Jones thing, right? Should have come with some kind of sack, potentially. Oh well, never mind. We now have a problem where all of our foes have additional hit points. And we have 3 enemies to deal with. 2 raccoons, that's not particularly good. Alright, so we are starting around about here. I wonder, does she gain anything from this? Did she not gain any traits or something like that? It doesn't seem like it. Ah, that's a shame. Oh well, never mind, let's move up. And I would like to be able to use interfuse with something, but it seems like I can't really reach anything at the moment. So I guess I will just use interfuse over here. And then we will wait, and then we'll move forward. Move forward with Nolan a little bit right there. And I would like to go into stealth, if at all possible. So we're just going to wait until the next turn. And then I'm wondering, let me see, can I... let's go to Nolan here. And let's open the door. Okay, so yeah, as obviously we're going to assume that there's going to be enemies coming. So let's just go here, and then we will do Guardian, I think. Guardian is probably going to be the best thing we can do in this case. And now I will use Quelling Moss, because that is going to cause poison. I think having poison is probably going to be the most advantageous for us at this point. Then we're also going to be shooting the... we have to kind of shoot the road, don't we? Because that's 88% chance. Much better than the 62% chance of the raccoon, but I wanted to eliminate the raccoon because it does +1 additional damage. So that might be a bit problematic, but we're still going to just do the additional damage right there. Okay, so we can do Wild Grasp. I think I might actually be able to do it. Yes, I can. So let's use Wild Grasp. That's going to do 2 damage. And there we go, nice. Already the row is dead. Bear in mind that Nolan does have that additional armor. Okay, oh, going for our weaker characters right there. Okay, that's mean. That's very mean indeed. Let's use Wild Grass once again. Dodged. Oh no. That's pretty bad. Okay, so now we can... Yes, and now here we go. We have a bit of a flanking action right here as well. So technically we could do that, but I'm actually just going to attack because that will eliminate it completely. Now we have to be very careful. I'm going to do... I can actually attack from this distance, as you can see. So it might make sense for me to do that. But I'm going to do Silk Step over here. And we're going to just be a bit hidden. Ooh. Wow. I did not realize they could attack from range. That's actually kind of worrying. Let's interfuse with the stone table over here, and we can use Discus then. A stone disc launches at an enemy or scenery and then ricochets to another nearby enemy, dealing half damage to the second target. That's actually super cool, and I would have liked to have had that before. But I obviously did not realize about that. So let's use Discus. That's going to do 73. There we go. Nice. 5 additional damage. Well, not 5, but +1 additional damage. So we did 5 total, which is actually very nice in my opinion. Anyway, let's move over here. I could use Thundering Challenge right now, which would cause it to run. But I could instead use Dagoff just to shoot it. And I'm going to move over here. 100% chance. Boom. There you go. Just wanted to make sure that that was indeed a kill, because 46% chance was a little bit too low for my liking. But there you go. We're now going to be receiving more experience. And Nolan is actually the one leveling up the fastest by the looks of things. Alright, so we have some Hunter armor right here, which does give us a minus to speed, but an increase into armor. Personally, I feel like I don't really care about speed that much. I think that getting that additional 2 armor is going to be very, very important. So we're going to do that. Whew, that was close. Thanks for blowing our cover. Blowing our cover? Do you know what that gem was worth? So now what? I don't know. It feels cold, I guess. But it sees like normal. I guess I learned to live with it. Who knows? Maybe this will turn out to be a blessing in disguise. Just try to keep up next time, okay? And the thing in the background was humming. All right. So our enemies have now improved their strategies once again, and the raccoon has extra health. Oh, that's kind of harsh, isn't it? Wow. Okay, yeah, that is pretty harsh. Okay, so we are going to secure this. They'll be forever grateful for the work we do. This site can provide resources. Yes, we're going to do that. Okay, so we are going to find an item. I think finding an item is probably a good idea, especially considering the fact that I would like to restore Dagoff's health back to maximum. And I don't really mind about that too much. And there you go. Okay, so we have gained some knowledge. A thorough delving through the mysteries of Nearfast Boast has proven rewarding. Not exactly the most gripping part of the story, though. I find that actually kind of hilarious how they do the fourth wall breaking. I like that quite a bit. All right, so hides. We've gained some hides, okay, and we also gain a feather steel ring, which provides us with additional speed. And speaking of speed, I'm probably going to have Nolan wear the speed ring because that is... he needs to get into melee, and I personally feel like that is going to be more important for him than other people. So... we have 7 legacy points. Let's go to our calamities right here. Can I actually remove these? Doesn't seem like I can remove these at the moment. I think I might be able to go here. No, apparently not. Apparently not. Okay, well, I was hopeful that I might be able to do that. Someone... here we go. Someone at Near Falls wishes to join Barney's Bears. We could travel over there. It's going to take us 21 days, however. It might be useful, though, to get an additional companion. What do you think? I think it might be useful, so let's go over there and see who it is. Ah, a bookish hothead. Yalor is his name. I could randomize them, actually. So we could go for someone else. Compassionate loner, snarky goofball, Burside. That sounds like a fun idea to get. Trawling the streets again, looking to bring another fresh soul into the fray. Come on, how are we going to become world-renowned if we're not growing the ranks? Plus, I would like someone to talk to while you and Nolan are making up new verses to Old Bella's Hatchet. The stars were beginning to come out by the time they got back into Near Falls proper. Good thing we got in when we did. Looks like most people are still out and about. Maybe we can knock out this errand sooner rather than later. Wait, you're back already? You wiped them out that quickly, or... you didn't give up, did you? What? Of course not. Oh, good. If the Gorgons were too overwhelming for fighters with outfits and gear, the rest of us would be in big trouble. Actually, we're back because we're looking to expand the company. What about you? You look spirited. And you could probably fight with that thing in a pinch, right? Probably. Here, does this face make it look more intimidating? And there's not a lot else keeping me here right now. It's the season when a man has to figure out what to make of his life. And this season has brought a lot of changes. Can't argue with you there, even. It would be good to have the help. We've learned a bit out in the wilds so far, and, well, we can have someone get you up to speed. Alright, so we can train him as a warrior, a hunter, or a mystic. Personally, I feel like training him as a hunter would probably be the most advantageous, so we're going to be selecting that. There we go. All right, so we can train him as a hunter. So let's do that. It's going to take 25 days to do that. I think it's pretty much worth it to do that because we're going to gain so much. Yeah, who will train him? Yeah, this guy will train him. There we go. Okay, so let's just start passing the time. And bear in mind that there will be another Calamity card coming up relatively soon, but I feel like training him as a hunter is going to make him so powerful. Anyway, you can see here, random abilities once again. When standing by a blaze, ranged attacks are +1 damage. They hobble the enemy, which reduces their speed, or Burzlight has +1 speed once per combat as a swift action. Activate to dodge the next 2 attacks against him. Wow. Yes, Foxflight seems really powerful right there, so we're going to go for that. Gorgons are infesting this tile. They may ambush groups of 3 or fewer heroes. Patrol or take out the source to clear the infestation. I think that seems like a good idea. I would like to go over there, actually, but maybe... Ooh, okay, yeah, we might be able to do it. It's going to be a lot quicker, actually, as well, because we have 2 hunters. So that's going to be quite nice. Whoa, okay, hello. So, your enemies advance their plans over time. So we're going to have to... We can cancel some of these things. A new card is added to the Gorgon deck. The deck is more dangerous now. A Rager Stampede. New card is added to the Gorgon deck. Oh, wow, these Bogmore things look kind of scary. This monster is now stronger, +2 health. I haven't actually come across these at all. So I don't know how good or bad these are going to be. But I guess we'll just cancel all of those, and we'll just leave 1 to be added. There we go. Alright, let's continue scouting. Alright. Yeah, bear in mind, obviously there's an infestation here, so we're going to have to assault. Our stairs climb high tonight. Oh, are those ones ours? Always climbing around, our little stars. It's a good omen. You believe in omens, Dagolf? You start to spend enough time alone, you start having conversations with existence, omens, signs, fortune. Why can't they just be stars? Why do they have to mean anything? Alright, so now we have to choose. The old song wants to rise out of me, says Dagolf. The stars have always told their own stories, says Nolan. And maybe Dagolf sees something I don't, says Burside. Ah, yes, I think I hear the stars telling us something. Go to sleep. Alright, so I'm gonna say... The stars have always told their own stories. Nolan tries to remember the tale of the Star Woman, but ends up telling the story of Thalestra Starborn instead. It's a good story. Alright, here we go. And now we have Rose Swarms, we've got a raccoon. Obviously the raccoon is quite dangerous at this point. And we do have it already here. So let's see. 76% chance to hit from here? That's actually really good. I can actually move first. I think I will move first. Ah, still a 76% chance. Okay, it's still the same. Either way. Well, that's not too bad. I could just move straight up and just murder this thing. But I'm going to just wait a second because I would like to do some damage. There we go. It's poisoned. I think it takes 1 damage per turn. So technically we could interfuse with this and then do Splinter Blast. Which might make sense because we can actually use that as an AoE, I think. Yeah, it does have a small AoE, so I guess we'll just eliminate that. Because the raccoon obviously does quite a bit of damage, so we want to eliminate it as soon as possible. And then otherwise we will just move up with Nolan, and then he can just do Guardian, because the rogue will probably move into range. Boom. Oh, dodged. Ah, why? Why did you dodge? Okay, well, 90% chance. Oh, another dodge? Are you serious? Wow, that's really crazy. Ah, oh well, never mind. Okay, so now we can move forward and just attack. Weapon is out of range. Of course it is. There we go. A little bit of extra damage there. 88% chance. Should kill it. There we go. Alright. Probably shouldn't have been so, shall we say, overzealous, perhaps, with moving Sunveer into range. Don't know. She has 7 HP. Oh, okay. So, yeah, all of our guys have 7 HP with the exception of Nolan, who has 8. So he's not that much tougher than the rest. But, yeah, I guess it will be alright. Okay, so we still have Fox Flight here as well, so once per combat as a swift action, activate to dodge the next 2 attacks against him. That's really good survival. Hugely good survival ability. Alright, so we can just do this. We're just going to move people up, basically. Very much appreciate being able to move so incredibly far. And I wish I could use interfuse on something. Can't use interfuse here or there. I could use it on this, and then we could use discus if something comes inside, I guess. And we will go to the next turn. Alright, so let's Open up the door. Alright, so there's the Rager. It's actually quite far away, so I should be able to shoot. Can I shoot it from here? No, I can't shoot it from here. I can shoot it from here, though. Ah, and there's the row. Okay, so we probably want to shoot this. Oh, yeah, it's got a huge amount of armor. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, that's definitely something we want to be a bit careful of. Let's move Nolan over here. He's going to use Guardian. Then we'll get Dagolf into position. And it's only going to do 1 damage. So I think we'll probably do... No, we can't poison ourselves. That would not be good. No. We could swap to the knife. Don't really want to do that either. Okay, we're going to have to just shoot, I guess. Okay, so... This is going to be a bit problematic. What we need to do is use interviews on this. Yeah, this one. And then we will try to use Shackle on this and then pin it. And obviously that's going to hopefully reduce... There we go. It does reduce its armor a little bit. The row actually took damage this time. We dodged. Nice. That was a good thing for us to have happen. And I will just eliminate this. There we go. Easy enough. Nolan seems very, very straightforward, does he not? Yes, it's very, very nice. Okay, so 98% chance. I think we should have this in the bag now. But if not, I can always use interviews on this, and then we can literally just attack with whatever we like, and that's a 98% chance to hit, and done. That is indeed a victory for us. Not bad, not bad. I very much like the amount of variety that you have with the ways that you can attack. Obviously, not so much with Nolan, because Nolan is very much, as I said, a straightforward guy, but I actually quite like the fact that he is so straightforward in comparison to Sunvir, who has a much more complicated role. Anyway, shields reduce damage from non-flanking attacks. Nolan is going to be using a shield. Sounds good to me. And wow, the raccoon has gained even more power. So this monster is now stronger, +1 armor and warding. Wow, that's pretty good. So apparently warding, what that does is that prevents them from catching fire, as far as I'm aware. So if you were to use fire against them, then, well, that wouldn't be working this time. All right, so we're going to find an item again, and hopefully it will work a little bit quicker this time because we do have 4 members. But I would like to be able to secure it as much as possible. There we go. Fantastic. Time for pie. Yes. Jay or Dam even will return to the hands of the common folk. And we will be gaining spell threads. Very nice indeed. Okay, so we also have a flare axe, which is a tier 1 axe. Don't think this is going to be very good for pretty much anyone. Kind of a bit disappointed that we got an axe, because I personally like the dagger for our other characters, but I guess I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to replace the skinning knife, I suppose, for Burside, because, as you can see, it's just generally better for him in every single way, and I'd like to keep Dagolf at range, so even if, even if we get in there, then it's probably going to be a good idea. Okay, so we also have this, knee pads of illumination, or elimination in actual fact. So I guess we'll just give this to Dagolf, actually, because I'd like him to have the most stunt chance as much as possible. And now we can just scout a number of other places. So where do they want me to actually scout right here? Scout Hammerwall Font, clear all hostile sites. Where is Hammerwall? Probably pretty far away. There it is. It's over there. So if we went into the fields first, then we would be able to scout additional things. But I think for the moment, that will probably be it for this episode. If you'd like to see more, then by all means let me know. But otherwise, there is a link in the description to the Steam store page, and I'd highly recommend checking it out. The game is still in early access, but it is bundles of fun and extremely polished. Very well polished, in actual fact. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.